League and more, we are back. This is week 5, and today's show we've got some superstars. We've got John Buchanan's on, we've got Jared Beale, we've also got Angela Watego from the Victorious Women's BHP side as well, and we've got Eli Daunt, one of the future stars of the Brisbane Tigers, for a win for the Colts last weekend. And mate, you've got the third part.
Continuation of the interview with Shane Richardson. Very good chat it was, and looking forward to getting it on air.
All right, and just quickly, we'll just jump in again, and we've got a special guest as well in the coming days or weeks. You caught up with John McCoy?
Yeah, John McCoy, lovely gentleman. Been around the game for a long time, and had a chat with him also. So in the coming weeks, we'll put that up as well.
All right, okay, we'll be back with more soon. And League and more, we are back, episode 5. They said we wouldn't make it, but we are here for another comprehensive wrap of what's happening here at the Brisbane Tigers. Also, the Firehawks, the Brisbane Firehawks. You can get these guys. You're coming here this Sunday afternoon to watch the Seagulls get here. Get it early. Gaz, there's 2 options there you can have, and you'll be able to get those. And there's another one up in the corner there, which you can have behind Gav's head there. So there's plenty of things you can buy to support the Firehawks. Hey, good win against the Jets. They're an unpredictable side, Gav. A little bit in the middle there, but other than that, they come away with the other 2 competition points.
Yeah, look, they usually play a slightly different brand of football out there. I think it's adapted a little bit with the new coaching staff out there and so forth. But any win's a good win in the Intrust Cup, and it was a good win. It
was a good win. Other results from the weekend: the PNG Hunters. For mine, a bit of a surprise. I thought the Falcons might have got to them. The Falcons aren't quite what they used to be, 32 points to 12. Tweed over the Bears, 16-12. What do you make of the Premiers?
Look, the Bears are struggling. There's another side that normally up the top of the comp. I just can't think who that is at the moment. But, there's a couple of sides that normally at the top of the comp that are down towards the bottom half. So it's interesting, maybe a bit of a changing of the guard.
All right, yeah. The Pride, one of those sides you're talking about is obviously Townsville. Pride had to win against them.
Yeah, the Townsville Blackhawks. I know Aaron wasn't too happy with that, the nephew. They've had a couple of back-to-back losses now, so they'll be looking for something special this week, I expect.
All right, and the Cutters were too good for Central Queensland, which means I thought the Capitals would have had a good season, but the Cutters at home are always tough. The Seagulls got away with it in the end there against the Dolphins in rivalry round. Doesn't get much better than that, but Sam Scarlett tried the death.
Yeah, look, I think Wynnum did well, obviously, and they're going very well and undefeated at the moment. But Redcliffe haven't been in the best form, so to me that's perhaps a squeaky win, perhaps, and maybe shows good signs for the Tigers in their clash this weekend. Yeah,
Redcliffe, the year they won the Premiership, the following year I think they won from 10 or something, and they still actually made the semi-finals that year. So they are notoriously slow starts. Now the undefeated side, Norths, were too good for South, 39-22 over the Anthony Milford South Logan Magpies. Rowan Smith's got those guys humming.
Yeah, look, they're going really well also. Obviously, you can't do any better than be undefeated at this stage of the season, and they've played a few of the better sides, if I can class them as that, in this early part of the season based on previous years. They're travelling really well.
Great weekend for the Tigers. The women had a win over the Valkyrie side, the Colts had a win over Ipswich, and the Melbourne Inga side had wins, so 4 from 4.
Yeah, no, it's excellent. Really good. Shows good signs as well for the club going forward.
All right, well, coming up, we've got plenty of guests, and stay tuned. John Buchanan will be up first to talk about a win over the Jets and what he can expect from the Seagulls this weekend. We'll be back with some more straight after this. Okay, League and more, and as always, we talk to the head coach, John Buchanan. 2 from 3, JB, a good score against the Jets. How did you go against the Jets? For those who didn't get to see the game, are they a similar style to when the Walker boys are now with Kieran Lander?
They've still got an element of that in them. A lot more direct than they were under the Walker boys, but still, really challenge your defensive line with some lateral sort of play and looking for guys to sort of bite out of the line. So, I thought we did a really good job, to be honest, containing them, and we defended well for long periods of time, which was good.
Boys went away for a little while in their game plan for about 10 or 15 minutes before you got them back on track. What was the talk around that one?
Probably just before half time. I think we had maybe a handling error and a couple of back-to-back penalties. Probably our discipline in that period was pretty poor. And then we ended up with someone in the sin bin. So, it's something we need to fix and need to fix pretty fast. It's that sort of 10-minute period before half time. We've done it a couple of times this year, so yeah, we're definitely addressing that this week.
Is that the most crucial part of a game? Is that 10 minutes before half time? It just seems like you can turn the game on its head, and you go to the sheds, you can have momentum going in the sheds, or you can go to the sheds leading, with 30 to go, and then all of a sudden you're down the dumps.
Oh, I think any part of the game can be dangerous for you. For us, it's happened twice now this year. Happened in round one, where we leaked, I think, 12 points just before half time, and the whole momentum can just swing. So we were lucky the other night that defensively we got ourselves out of some trouble, and we gained momentum back through our defence, which was really pleasing.
All right, so it was round three. Basically, you're starting to get the guys to play the way you want to go, and you're getting the combinations right. That's times come with that. Obviously, it's still an injection of the Storm players here, but for you, anyone standing out for the win against the Jets?
Look, someone asked me that yesterday, and I just think they're all sort of doing their job. I think it was probably our forwards have been really consistent the last couple of weeks with their efforts on the ball, off the ball. On the weekend, Jordan Grant played his first game for the club, come back from injury, and he was a real welcome addition for us. He was really strong through the middle, and probably one of our better performers. And then I think our back five's been doing a really good job the last couple of weeks as well. So we're everyone's just doing their job without anyone sort of setting the world on fire, which is pleasing. I'd rather have 15 of the 17 of them contributing really well each week than only 4 or 5. So
you don't want any heroes out there? You just everybody stick to the plan?
I don't think we need. I don't think we have. I just think everyone sort of knows what their role is, and they need to make sure they're doing it.
All right, well, you're up against the Winnebago Seagulls, who are still undefeated. Close win against Redcliffe. This will be another test for you. You said it earlier. Every week's going to be a tough game of footy. We'll go through the results later on, but you just don't know what life is like. A box of chocolates in the Intrust Super Cups, JB. Yeah,
look, they're along with North, they've probably been the form sides of the first 4 weeks of the comp. They're a real proud club. I know they love coming here. I know that personally. So look, and I know East are looking forward to playing them. So look, I think it's a great challenge for us. Look, everyone is aware that our first couple of weeks were far from ideal, but our last 2 weeks we've been building, and I think it's the challenge we need right now. Okay,
attack seems to be fine. You can see me whacking up the points. You've got a 50 on Burley and a good margin against the Jets. So I suppose discipline and obviously defence will be key against the Seagulls.
Yeah, look, I know everyone will say our attack's been good. We've still got a heap of room for improvement there, but more importantly, I think our defence the last 2 weeks has been really good. I think if you can restrict, Burley to 2 tries and Ipswich to 2 tries, the way they play, that's the thing that's really pleased me the last couple of weeks.
Sunday afternoon footy here at Totally Workwear again, so one from here, so it'd be nice to go all the way. Any injuries from the weekend, mate?
A couple of little bumps and bruises, but nothing that I think is going to really force too many changes. And it's good that we can, we'll hopefully put a fairly similar side out on the park this week.
Magic sponge always does the trick, if you ask me, but that's back in the old days. Just quickly, in a couple of days, we've got John McCoy on the show. Mate, you and I go way
back.
Well, we're not together. Yes, we go way back. But John McCoy is synonymous for guys our age growing up. He's an outstanding. Are you looking forward to this interview?
Can't wait. I was lucky enough to meet him yesterday afternoon, and I felt like I was a little bit starstruck, to be honest.
Yeah.
I grew up as a kid listening to him call games on TV, on radio. And like, obviously for guys our era, mate, who grew up through the great, I call it the late 70s, early 80s, when the BRL comp was just, full of outstanding footballers. It was a great opportunity to meet him, and I was lucky enough to spend probably half an hour talking to him about footy and life. So it was an enjoyable afternoon.
All right, that was fantastic. And actually, I saw John McCoy put a post up and said, "How good was it to meet John Buchanan the other day?" It's outstanding. So respect is mutual there, JB. All right, listen, all the best this weekend, Sunday afternoon. Just quickly, a good round of footy for the Brisbane Tigers. The Colts had a win as well. The women had a win, and I think the 18s had a win. So things are looking good.
Yeah, really good. Like our 18s finished the year really strong. Isaac Kaufman's done a fantastic job with them throughout the year. They're a really young squad. I think there's only 3 boys in that side that actually turn 18 this year. They're all year young kids, and had a tough start to the year against some real good opposition. But Coffey's done a fantastic job to get them back on track, and they finished the year with some great results. And then obviously the women coming off a really tough game against Burleigh the week before, had a great win, and the same for Glitto's Colts boys, had a tough game against Burleigh, but they bounced back on the weekend and played some really good footy. So yeah, good weekend for the club, and hopefully we can continue that this weekend.
Yeah, Glitto sort of had the
chest out.
Yeah, he's looking pretty good, doesn't he? Well, not for long. It's just sort of sunk afterwards. But anyway, JB, all the best this weekend up against the Seagulls. Should be an absolute beauty. Big crowd. Get down here, really watch all the games. I think it's going to be a fantastic afternoon here at Totally Workwear. JB, all the best.
Thank you.
Cheers. League and more, and we've got, he's a very happy man, Jared Beale, 2 from 3, mate. Congratulations, good win against the Jets. You've heard a lot about them. Were they what you expected?
Yeah, no, I was obviously, they play a different style to a lot of teams, and I suppose going into the game, I was pretty interested to see how it would unfold, and but we got the win at the end of the day, and definitely felt different out there, just the way they play, but. No, I was so happy with the boys and the team.
All right, it would have been disastrous after a great showing the week before against Burleigh to come out and go away to Ipswich and not come home with the chocolates. Was that spoken about to a degree? How much, or with JB, is that assignment's done? We move on to the next one. We don't go back. We don't look back too much.
Yeah, exactly. We spoke about that. JB really highlighted that during the week. That we did so good against Burleigh. It's now time to build on that, and especially against Ipswich. They could easily put 50 on a team just by the way they play. So we definitely had to be on, and we all I suppose did our role and got away.
Lost a little bit of direction there before halftime.
Yeah. We started really well,
yep.
And then it might have been like 10 minutes before halftime. They got us a couple of tries there, and they kept us on alert. Came out in the second half, and then we stuck to our game plan and. Really kicked on.
Did you guys learn a valuable lesson about losing focus before half time when you go into the sheds with JB? Just cop it a bit.
Oh, it wasn't too bad. Like he was quite positive, and I think we all knew.
Well, that's it. You're not dumb guys. You know what you're doing wrong. You don't have to be told.
And I suppose they were easy fixes. Yep. And I suppose looking back to those first 2 rounds, where we went wrong, a lot of it was an easy fix. So it was good that we could, I suppose, turn it around on the spot. So it was really positive.
You happy with your form at the moment, mate?
Yeah, no, it's been good. I suppose playing in the number 1 jersey, and obviously getting the wins, it always helps.
How do you like it down in the back there? Like they say being a fullback is like playing in the nude because everybody's watching you. If you make a mistake, it stands out a bit.
I suppose so. When they put up a bomb, it's your ball. So, But I enjoy it. I enjoy the responsibility. Comes with it. I suppose a lot of work off the ball you probably don't get to see, but I really enjoy it.
Okay. A lot more space, obviously. You get to do a little bit more.
And in attack, you can sort of pick your opportunities, and with the team we have, options galore.
So you're not like a goalkeeper when somebody kicks a ball past into the goal and you blame everybody else except the goalkeeper?
Nah. I would like to. I try and make sure our defence is intact. Okay. That's for sure. If someone cops a spray, they cop a spray. But everyone's pretty good. Like I haven't actually had to pull someone aside or anything. Okay. No. Yeah, we've been working really well.
Well, I spoke to John Buchanan. He said that everybody across the board needs to do their job rather than somebody stand out and try to do something against the game plan and just stick to it. And that's obviously what a little bit of that happened before half time. Obviously, you ride the ship and got the win against the Jets. This weekend, you're up against the Seagulls who haven't lost a game. This place is going to be absolutely pumping on Sunday afternoon because obviously it's a holiday on Monday as well.
Yeah.
So it's just going to be carnage all over the place. It's going to be outstanding atmosphere. You looking forward to this?
I am. I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be a great game, great day. Monday being a public holiday, everyone's going to be out there. So looking forward to it.
Most certainly. Young Granny had a game on the weekend. How did he go?
Yeah, great.
Yeah, good.
man, we got so much depth, and for him to just come in and, you know, he's a really good player. So done an awesome job, and looking forward to him progressing.
All right, mate. Well, listen, on the weekend, what are you going to do Saturday and Monday, mate? You're just going to chill?
Yeah. Just Saturday, obviously, get ready for the Sunday. But yeah, we'll see how we go. Monday might be a bit dusty.
Yeah, why am I asking? Exactly right. Well, it all depends what happens. Why I ask is, what do you do on the weekends leading up to and after a footy game? Obviously, there's a warm down the next day, but do you do anything funky on the Saturday before a Sunday? Do you not eat as much? Do you play golf? How do you chill before a game?
Yeah, so I've got 3 kids, so I'm busy at home. Yeah, home life's pretty busy, but I enjoy it because you know, it can take your mind off, you know, sort of relax you a bit.
And the kids come along and watch you play?
Yeah, they do. So they're getting older as well.
Yeah,
so they can actually, they know what's going on.
Can you hear them?
Sometimes when I run out, they usually try and come stand near the tunnel.
Oh, good on.
So I always give them a smile.
That's what footy's all about, isn't it?
It is, and I'm happy that they get to see me run out and play, so it's cool.
You don't want to trip over doing that.
Yeah.
Running or go through the ribbon and get stuck and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
So, Billy, listen, all the best on the weekend. I'm glad you're enjoying your time here at the Tigers, and obviously a bigger ask against the Seagulls. Should be a jam-packed stadium, mate, and all the best for the weekend. And remember, the kids, you know, they'll just give it to you if you lose. So that's probably going to be your biggest critic. Yeah. All right, mate. Cheers. Colts had a win last weekend, and one of those players involved is Eli Daunt. He joins us here on League and More. Eli, good win, mate. Good bounce back.
Yeah, it was. It was good to get the win. It would have been nice last week, obviously, to start the season off. But round 2, can't complain, and yeah, it was a good win.
You need to start better, mate.
Yeah, we do. You're not wrong.
So how do we fix that?
Hold the ball.
Okay.
Pretty simple, to be honest.
Rugby league is a simple game.
Yes.
And you've got a very simple coach. No, sorry for only kidding, Glenn. Hey, he said at half time, you're down 16-6. What did he say to get you back out there? He said he's pretty calm about the whole situation. You guys pretty much knew what you were doing wrong.
Yeah, well, it's been like that for our trial matches as well. Basically just said we've got to hold the footy. That's been our biggest problem, completing our sets. Every time we get down the other end, we've scored tries. That's been with all our games round 1 as well. So ultimately he just said if you can hold that footy and get down there, we'll get ourselves back into the game and score some points. And that's what we did. So
how do you reset? When you see the referee go 6 again, what do you do?
Get angry for like half a second because you know you got to defend another 6, but get over it, turn around and just get back in the line, do your best to defend some more. That's really all you can do. It's just what you do next, and you just got to react to it, I guess. Obviously discipline's one of those things as well. You're up against the Seagulls this weekend. It's going to be a monumental task, some would say. You reckon you've got a shot at these guys? Yeah, definitely. We played them in the trial and we went really well against them.
But they're fast starters, so you need to be matching, mate.
Yeah, correct. And they had a good win last week, so we're going to have to be on our game this weekend, and it'll be a good one.
All right, mate. For those who don't know, where does Eli Daunt? Where do you play, mate?
Second row. I've moved to the back row this year, so.
All right. From?
I've been a half my whole life. I've been playing in the halves, so.
So you've gone from halfback and they've chucked you in the second row?
Yeah, bit of a change.
Too much chicken in the off season?
Yeah.
Thought so. Yeah, that's the way it goes. Says me. Mate, where's your favourite position?
Back row. Yeah, I definitely prefer it.
A lot more work.
Yeah, a bit more work, but more involvement in the game. I feel like a bit less weights on my shoulder as well. You know, as a half, you've got a lot to do, so I can focus more on my role, I feel. But yeah, I just enjoyed it a bit more. Got a bit bigger, so I've fit into that position pretty well so far.
You come from the backs into the forwards. Do they welcome you with now you can grow your hair. You haven't got a comb or anything like that, mate. You can grunt a lot more.
Yeah, I suppose there are. Yeah, in the middle with the pigs, I guess that's what they call it.
Exactly right. Who's your favourite teammate, mate? Who do you like hanging out with on the outside hours of footy?
Can't go past Ronald Vilatoga.
Yeah.
Bit of a comedian in the team. You know, everyone loves him.
Is there a TV show there?
Honestly, you could probably make a TV show out of that bloke.
So. I'm going to ask you a question now. If you were on a reality TV show, which one would you be on and which one would you win? Bachelor.
I was going to go Love Island. Pretty good at that.
All right. Yeah, well, there you go. For those of you watching, this goes global. So Eli Daunt will be your next Love Island contestant. I don't know what that show is all about. For as far as I know, it's something to do with... anyway. So, listen, all the best this weekend against the Seagulls. It should be an absolute beauty. How are you going with your form, mate? You happy?
Yeah, I've started off steady, I guess.
Okay.
Can always get better, but yeah, I first season in the back row, so it's a bit of a change, but been pretty good, I think, so far.
All right, mate. Did you give away any penalties last week?
Not yet. Actually, yes, I did give away a penalty, actually.
I thought so. Yeah, you can't
I
lie
did,
to me, mate.
yeah.
We've got tape. Yeah. Eli, thank you for coming in on League and More, mate. We listen to all the best. You are the future of the Tigers. We look forward to seeing your progress as the season goes on. It's going to be a long, long year. Enjoy it in the forwards. That's the best place to be, mate. The engine room. Gavin Payne played in the back there. He's saying, no, that's not true. We're the ones who put the points on the board. So good luck, mate, and we'll talk to you again soon.
Cheers. Thank you very much.
All right, we are with League and More. Mark Lyndon's the coach of the Colts side and a win against the Ipswich Jets, mate. Congratulations on that front there. But I guess the biggest question about the whole thing was, what did you improve on this week that you didn't do quite so well last week?
I thought we controlled the footy really well. Completion rates were up, and we hung onto the footy, and what gave us field position, what kept the scoreboard clicking over. So look, it wasn't all roses. We're down 16-6 at half time, but I thought we improved in that first half. So I didn't carry on at half time. I just explained on what I thought we needed to do a little bit better. Mm-hmm. And second half, we scored 24 unanswered points. So it was quite pleasing.
It's interesting you should say that, because I think the game before against Burley was a similar sort of scenario, wasn't it? But you were behind in that game. Couldn't quite come back, but this one here, the boys responded to what you said at half time. Probably should be a lot more calmer at half time, Mark.
Possibly.
Yeah.
Yeah, look, at the end of the day, we haven't been starting well. And again, on the weekend, we did start well. We were 6-0 up in our first set. And then it was a sort of a bit of a dogfight, and they sort of come out of the other side of that. So we just need to start better. And I've done a bit of video on Wynnum today, actually, and Wynnum start really well. And they do that all through their grades, so we need to be a lot better in that area.
All right, Sunday afternoon. Mate, standouts for you? I don't want to single out plays, but stand out as in what facet of the game? Defence is better, or you're happy with your attack?
I thought we were a little more resilient defensively. We defended our line for probably 3 or 4 sets, and I thought that gave us a bit of confidence, and that's certainly what got us the victory at the end of the day.
All right, halves. How did Brownie go?
How did who go? Jonah Glover.
Jonah Glover, sorry.
Jonah Glover, 29 tackles on the weekend. Jonah scored a try, kicked
29.
29 tackles, so they obviously targeted Jonah.
Yep.
Look, Jonah's a big body, so he can handle that for a half. He's 84, 85 kilos, and he kicked really well as well as far as goal goes.
Yeah. You said about the Seagulls, obviously going to be a tough assignment as well. They get off to a good start. They got some big forwards.
Oh, they're a good side.
Yeah.
I went out there and watched it on Sunday, and as I said, I did some video today. They're a good football team. They've got some good back rowers and a couple of good halves as well. So they're pretty strong across the park, to be totally honest. So we've got to be at our best if we want to get the 2 points.
How was your discipline on the weekend, mate? Was that something to bring that back, cut down to 6 again?
It was better.
Yep.
It was definitely better. We spoke about that at half time, and the second half we were a lot better.
All right. Mate, all the best on the weekend. It's a long weekend. It should be an absolute crackerjack game this afternoon. Heat of the day, how come you guys don't get to play when it's a little bit cooler? Or have you got to, or do you got to get home before it gets dark?
I don't know how that works. The ladies play after us this weekend. I think that's from the QRL. I don't quite know how that works.
Yeah.
So it's going to be hot. There's no doubt about that. Hopefully it's a bit of shade, bit of cloud cover.
Right.
About 19, 20 degrees would be nice.
Got a little Andrew Wilkie right here.
Ray, I think it was Ray Wilkie, but anyway.
I'll get my name mixed up this segment, I don't have to worry. But anyway, it must have something to do with my hair. Hey, listen, all the best. Like I said before, you get a win. If you lose the following week, it just sort of undoes all the good work for the week before. So that's something, the positive to take into the game and try and get the win.
Yeah, that's it, mate. Look, at the end of the day, as long as we're improving week in, week out, we improve in the little areas, little things turn into big things, and hopefully we get some results.
Just quickly, the BRL, the Carina and the Berlin, both sides unfortunately came away with losses. Did you have some boys playing in that?
I did. I had a young Bailey Bartley playing in the Carina game, and he went really well.
Yep.
And I had Isaac Skyring playing for Bulimba, and I haven't had an opportunity to watch that game yet. So.
Well, I saw that game, and he had an absolute crackerjack game, which is
There you
a
go.
narrow loss in that one against Normby. All right, Glenn, all the best on the weekend, mate, and we'll look forward to talking to you next week.
Pleasure. Thanks, guys.
All right, well, League and More. Each week we try and get a player from every grade, and this week is no exception with Ange Ortega coming from the Brisbane Tigers BHP side. A good win on the weekend, Ange. You're smiling today. Yeah, it was a good win. Valkyries are a side that not many people know about. So how did you enjoy the clash last weekend?
Oh, it was good. It was very competitive, and our girls, I think, were more hungry to win this time than, from the result that we had against Burleigh. So we worked hard towards it, and it was good.
Yeah, you had a pretty bit of a disruption going into that game against Burleigh because players got injured in the trial game, so you had to reset. So playing against Burleigh, you had combinations. Those combinations from last week start to work a little bit better again last weekend?
Yeah, I mean, we're still getting a lot of injuries, but, we've got a variety of girls that can play anywhere. So Adrian has worked with a lot of us to, try and adjust each week as we go. So.
Now, these injuries, because your coach is a brute, an animal, does he just work you too hard? He's like a slave driver? Is this the reason? Should we sort of call him in, have a word with him?
Oh, no, he's all right. It's just, it's a lot more competitive, and the girls are running a lot more harder and stronger, and we don't have the size, but we've got the heart, so we just keep going.
Now you're an international. You played for PG. You played against England.
Yes.
Yeah, tell us about that. So that's an outstanding effort. Good on you.
Thank you.
Yeah, did you beat them?
We beat them in the second Test match in Port Moresby.
How good. You've got to beat the Poms. Nobody likes the Poms. Yeah,
It
good on you right
was
now.
awesome.
Yeah, fantastic. Now, for those who don't know, where do you play?
I play, at the moment, I'm just utility, half or hooker, wherever Adrian wants me to play.
Yeah, you don't say no to Adrian. There's a
Yeah,
lot of
he
shallow
just
grade
puts me
drinks.
wherever.
Yeah, exactly right. So, all right, now this who you got up this weekend? You're up against the West Brisbane Panthers. They won the competition 2 years ago. I think they got some big bodies. Julia Robinson is one of those. Asi Mafu was another one in the front row. So you've got to take this momentum into next week's game. You're at home against the Panthers, the big cats as we like to call it. Should be an absolute beauty. You looking forward to this one?
Oh, 100%. It will be a good game. They've got a young side as well too, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah. But when you said about size, I've watched Tweed last year in the Wholesome Cup. They weren't a big side, but they were very, very mobile, and I think that can be an advantage to especially in warm conditions. I think that might be a good ploy to play. So, small dog, very hard to catch, or a chicken or something like that. So go for that. So this week's training has been good.
We just started today, so we'll see how we go.
Yeah.
I think we've got a lot of penalties, Adrian said, so that's always a killer.
There's safety numbers, mate. All of you walk off at once. Adrian won't know what to do with that one. So, but anyway, hey. Also, how did you end up here with the Tigers?
True friend.
Okay.
Dewey, she played here, but she's our skipper now, so she asked me to come along, and the skipper from last year as well told me to come and give it a go.
Oh, okay,
And,
fantastic. We're glad you're here. What other sports are you good at? For people who don't know, if you weren't playing rugby league, what sport would you play?
I'll play touch football.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I enjoy it.
So you got a bit of pace.
Oh no, not at the moment.
At least you're honest, but there you go. But that'll come. Adrian will have you doing the sub 10 seconds over 100 metres before you know. So see how you go. All right, listen, all the best on the weekend. And I've just got to ask you one other question. Who's the biggest pest in the shed? Anybody yapping away that's just really annoying in there?
That's probably me.
Really?
Yeah, I talk a lot of shit. Oh, sorry. Sorry.
That's fine. That's fine. This goes on at midnight, and nobody watches the show. You're fine. No worries. And listen, all the best. And internationally, you're playing for the Brisbane Tigers. We welcome you, and good luck against the Panthers this weekend. It should be an absolute beauty. It's actually live on Q Plus, so you'll be able to watch Ange run amok, and the English will be saying, "Oh, she's still good. She's still good." Good on you, Ange. Thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome back to League and More. I'm joined again by Shane Richardson. Richo, we mentioned before a little bit about your Sydney career and that, but you've been at more clubs than Slim Dusty. What attracted you to the roles that you kept you involved in the game as such? Obviously with challenges.
Opportunities. I mean, I had 5 years at Cronulla. We made a grand final there, and then I went to England, and I was actually a part owner of Hull in England. So we got a Challenge Cup there, and I had 3 years there. It was time to come home for my family, and Penrith offered me the job at Penrith. They were wooden spooners, so I came back and took them over, and Langy and I were lucky enough to get them to win a grand final and from Wooden Spoon, which is a pretty big effort.
Yep.
And so 3 years later, and then it just came along that, the opportunity came to take over South. So as you know, we're on the bottom of the table and no money and the worst spot you could possibly be in. But to resurrect the greatest club in the history of the game in the oldest and the greatest club in history, was too good an opportunity. I think I certainly questioned it after the first 2 or 3 years, but then once we've got Russell and Peter involved and changed the dynamics of the finances of the club and the way we were viewed, it went on to be 17 great years of my life. So I never left anywhere quickly, and I've never been sacked, so I must have been doing something right.
Well, you worked hard during those times, and it's traditional, or it's part of your makeup, Shane. That obviously wherever you went, eventually you had success, and that's the nature of the man and the person that I know. So congratulations on that. You mentioned you had a long association with the game. Just briefly, what were some of the real highlights? You sort of mentioned about bringing teams from the bottom to the top.
I think the night we ran on, if I look back this way, the night we ran on in the first game of the NRL for Cronulla, and like really, we might have signed 2-year deals like but you were under a lot of pressure. But I can tell you now, after taking over from Artie Beatston and Brian Canavan, but we ran on that night, and we ran on against Canberra, and they had Ricky Stewart and Bradley Clyde, but you name it, they had it. And I turned to Langy and I said, "What the hell are we doing here?" And the funny part about that night, we led them at half time, and we had Greeny in the dressing room. Greeny's like whinging and bitching at half time, and he's coming up going, "Oh, it's just bullshit. Ricky Stewart's giving it to me all the time." And he said, "You're in front by 14. What are you carrying on about?" So to beat them that first night was a highlight. The Cronulla grand final, when they'd never been in a grand final before, was a highlight. Obviously, taking Penrith to the Premiership, the Challenge Cup with Hull, and then probably the ultimate highlight was resurrecting South City to become the great club it was again and win the Premiership in 14, and now they're viewed as probably one of the top 3 clubs in the NRL, and both on and off the field. So they're probably the highlights. Yeah, but that's in the NRL. The highlights, of course, was 1990, but the great Rattles, Payne, and the great Tricky Dowden and Stainsy with the Premiership there.
Yeah, mate, we'll get on to that, and I'm very keen that you mentioned it. Obviously, you had some. I'll just briefly touch back on your career in signing. Obviously, you were involved in getting a lot of good players to these clubs and that. So, who do you believe was the best, the most influential person that you signed to get to a club to help you to achieve the goals that you were setting?
Well, I think Preston Campbell really helped us take Penrith to the top of the ladder, and he was a great kid and a great player there. I think he was outstanding. And then I signed Sam Burgess to South, which it created the run for us and attracted Roy Asatazi. When South couldn't attract anybody, we had 2 of the best props in the world playing for us, and that really laid the platform. And one of the things I've been really proud of all over these years, though, mate, we brought so many young juniors through, whether it be at Eastern, Brisbane or Cronulla. We had 9 juniors in the grand final side. Now we had 9 juniors in the grand final side at Penrith, and we had 8 juniors in the grand final side at South, and they're not huge areas, some of those. So I always loved watching kids debut. I watched Hawkins debut the other night for a little lump in my throat for South. He's a great South junior, and they're the highlights. Mate. Just meeting so many good young people and some dickheads along the way too, but they'll appear in the book.
Plenty of dickheads in rugby league, mate. Plenty of good people as well, I might add.
I always say this way: it's a 95-5 theory. 95% of blokes are great blokes and 5% are jerks. Unfortunately, the 5% get pushed up the front in papers and everything else. They don't talk about the 95% of good blokes that are doing the right thing all the time. So that's been one of my great mantras throughout: is 95-5. It's all right to criticise at the time, but what about all the good things the players are doing? And that's why wherever I've gone, we've started up charities like South Cares, Panthers in the Prowl, and in Hull, because it gets the players involved in that day-to-day stuff that then people can see it really, not talk about it. And when something happens, it's not the be-all and end-all of what's going on in the club,
Yeah, thanks, mate. Just segueing back to that 91 side, the mighty 91 side.
Legends.
We had some really good. We built towards that premiership. I remember I was lucky enough to play in '83 when we had a young side coming through with Cavalier and Gavin Jones, these young fellas.
I coached the 3rd grade side that year.
You did, absolutely.
With the premiership.
You were part of that development, mate. You brought all those kids through, and eventually we had a really good side there. But obviously, being 30-year reunion of our 91 side, I know you can't make the reunion, unfortunately. You've got a wedding down in Sydney, but
no, in Hayman Isle. It was in Sydney. I'll be there.
Okay, I know you'll be there in spirit, mate. But during that period, we built, from sort of the mid 80s to 88, 89, when DJ was coaching, and then Langy came back and took over. Besides myself, who was the best signing of that era?
Well, for the 91 side, mate, the signings were already there. See, what happened was, mate, in 87, when the Broncos come, we hit the wall and we were on the bottom of the ladder. I actually coached reserve grade in 87 because I didn't charge anything. So there was, and I think I was the top coach in the comp because I think I won 2 games that year. So we really made a decision to turn everything around from 88 onwards. We brought the great DJ back, got Langy involved with development. DJ, coached, and then Langy took over. So it was but more importantly, we built up a lot of our young kids coming through. But we were really smart out externally. Like we always had yourself, and we had Stainsy, who was just enormous. People don't underestimate what a great prop Stainsy was. Tricky Dowden was fantastic. Like what a leader he was on and off the field. And then we were able to develop blokes like Brucey. But also we had young guys coming through like Dishhead and Evie and and we got Streety across, and we got the great Waldo. I mean, how can you ever forget the great Waldo, the mystery man? Yeah. What an expert he was. Bashed people for 80 minutes and disappeared in a puff of smoke. You never saw him again. But no, they just all came together at one time. But what we did was, in those days, if you went on to play in the NRL, you got a stipend, an amount of money to the club for bringing a player through. And one of the things we did was we said, okay, what we'll do is if you come to us, Darren Mullins, we get 20 grand if you come make it to the NRL. We're going to give you half of that. No one else did that. Yep. So the great Waldo left Ipswich and came down here. Streety left Wynnum, and Kenny Jackson came through. So it was just one of those things. We were pretty smart with our recruitment, and then we had really quality coaches and people in the background with Langy and DJ. Langy's a great coach, and he's a great team builder of John Lang. He's not just a great coach. So. Yep. And then we went on to make 2 more grand finals. Unfortunately, didn't win either of them. And probably one of them, Langy and I'll tell the story, but we probably let a back rower go because we didn't want to let anybody from our club go when we should have signed the bloke because he ended up winning premierships for West. But at the end of the day, we got no regrets. It was a great crew of blokes, really good blokes. So never any problems off the field. Stainsy from time to time didn't mind a beer, just a cold one, Bruce was a pest, Brucey Crosby. He was an absolute pest, but lovable. And no, mate, it was a thoroughly enjoyable time of our lives. And again, it was a combination of rebuilding East from the bottom of the ladder to win the premiership. That's a huge thing. When you're on the bottom of the ladder, it's hard to come up. So, and you've got to be smart in doing it. But we had a good crew around us to do it. No, they were great times.
Many different strokes of and types of people will go into making successful teams and clubs. You don't know if you've got all the same sort of people. Obviously, at times you're not as successful as you might be, but it was a good time. It was a good era. Certainly a good era of my career as well. I'm just going to close, Richo, but you're talking about your recruitment and that. We had many a conversation, you and I, and no doubt you had those conversations with other players that you're looking to sign, well, Waldos and the Streeties and that. Can you remember your famous line that you used, I reckon, with just about every player at the club when you were signing them?
I can't remember exactly. I've signed a few. What was it, Paddy? I will remember it.
Mate, I'll tell you what it was. We'd sit down, we'd go into the negotiation. You say, well, Gav, we've got X amount of dollars that we can sign you for this year. And you'd have a look and say, well, Richo, I think I'm just worth a couple of dollars more. What's the chances? And the old saying would come out, and this has been repeated many, many times out of your mouth, and many, many players have recited it back to me. Well, Gav, he said, there's only so many cookies in the jar, and if I spend all the cookies on you, then I can't sign the Waldos and the Streeties and everybody else. So that's all the cookies that we got. So he just got the pen out, we signed the piece of paper, and we got on with it.
And I upgraded in the NRL. I bought out the Richo cake. Well, there's a cake. There's only so many slices you can slice up with the cake. So I've been using those for a while. So it's always tough to negotiate. What's the name? Paul Watson, a guy who was a friend. He reckons I was an Arab trader. I should have been born Lebanese. I was an Arab trader in some trading thing. But you did only have so much to spend, and if you spend it on one, you may want to buy somebody else later on, So, right. But no, they were great days, mate. But you guys, you played. You didn't play for money because you're all working, but you played because of camaraderie and greatness and beers afterwards at the dressing rooms and all that sort of stuff.
And winning comps, Richo, winning comps. I
say that's why on the back of my wall there you got 21. That's what I had at South with me from the day I arrived in '94, and people used to laugh at me. 21 there is the 21st premiership. South had won the 20th in 1971.
Yep.
And so, they'd never won a premiership since then. And my goal was to win the 21st. And when I went there and won the bottom of the ladder and financially bankrupt and laughing stock of the comp, people used to laugh every time they came in my office and saw that. They're not laughing now.
No, very good. Very well done. Very, very good of you to join us this afternoon on League and More, Richo. I really appreciate it. I know the viewers will really love hearing your insights into rugby league from your career as an administrator and a coach and so forth. All the best. Look after that beard. You look a bit like yours, mate. So up in the hills. Take care, mate. And again, thanks for joining us this afternoon.
All right, Barney. Thanks, Rebels.
Crackerjack show, and Crackerjack is one where you're going to use this weekend as the Tigers take on the Seagulls. Should be an absolute beauty, jam-packed. You've got your reunion on too, mate.
Reunion's on Sunday. We've got a bit of a gathering on Saturday as well, so I'm really looking forward to that. Should be a really terrific afternoon.
So it's the 1991 grand final side all coming together. You got them all?
Yeah, got all the players. They're all turning up.
Wow.
All 17 that were in the squad. Got obviously a number of the coaches, Langy, and
Yep.
unfortunately Richo couldn't make it, but most of the other coaches and selectors will be there as well. Some partners will be coming along also. So in the old days, as they say, should be a beauty.
Should be a beauty. And Old Boys Day as well.
Old Boys Day also, so I think it'll
early.
be a capacity crowd. The Wynnum always draw really well as well. It'll be an exciting game, top of the table clash for the Wynnum Seagulls, obviously, and the Tigers on the improve, 2 out of 4, so looking forward to that match.
Just quickly, how did the Tigers beat the Seagulls, mate?
Mate, score more points.
That's why we've got him on the show. Gavin Payne, great show. We'll see you all next week. Get here to Totally.